It starts quietly. No alarms, no explosions, no breaking news banner. Just a screen that doesn't refresh. A payment that says pending. A truck that doesn't leave the warehouse. And within hours, the economy begins to freeze. That sounds dramatic. It isn't. This is exactly how modern economies fail. Not with a bang, but with a small, boring breakdown in a system most people don't even know exists. This matters right now because our entire economic world has been optimized for speed, efficiency, and trust, not resilience. We've removed backups, we've shaved margins, we've stacked systems on top of systems, and that makes everything powerful, fast, and fragile. Let's slow this down and walk through it. The economy doesn't move money, it moves promises. When you buy food, fuel, medicine, or pay rent, what's really happening is not cash changing hands, it's a chain of confirmations. Your bank confirms to another bank, a clearing system records it, a settlement system promises to finalize it later. Everyone involved assumes the next link will work. Most days, they're right. Picture the economy like a massive factory that never sleeps. Millions of parts arrive exactly on time. No storage, no slack. One delayed bolt sounds dangerous until you realize that bolt holds the machine that makes the engine that powers the trucks that deliver food. That's how failure spreads, sideways, quietly. Let's take one real example. Payments between banks. Every day, trillions of dollars move through clearing systems. But move is a misleading word. What actually happens is accounting updates. Ledgers change, balances shift on screens. The real money settles later, often at the end of the day, sometimes days later. In between, everyone is exposed. If one major bank can't settle on time, others don't get paid. If they don't get paid, they delay their own payments. Suddenly, perfectly healthy companies can't access cash they technically own. This is called a liquidity freeze. It doesn't mean the money is gone, it means it's stuck. And here's the uncomfortable math. Most large institutions operate with extremely thin buffers, a few percent of assets in liquid cash, sometimes less, because holding cash is considered inefficient, dead weight. Shareholders don't like it. So the system relies on confidence. Confidence that payments will clear. Confidence that markets will open tomorrow. Confidence that everyone else will stay calm. Ironically, the moment confidence becomes visible, it's already too late. You've seen this before, even if you didn't notice. In 2008, the global economy didn't collapse because all banks were bankrupt. It froze because banks stopped trusting each other overnight. Lending markets seized. Short-term funding vanished. Companies that had nothing to do with housing suddenly couldn't make payroll. The failure wasn't the mortgages, it was the plumbing. And we didn't really fix that plumbing. We just made it faster and more complex. Today, supply chains are tighter than ever. Supermarkets don't stock weeks of food, they stock days. Hospitals don't store months of supplies, they depend on daily deliveries. Factories don't keep inventory, they rely on just-in-time. This works beautifully, until it doesn't. One port shuts down, one payment network glitches, one clearinghouse pauses, and suddenly it's not about money anymore, it's about timing. Here's the part most people miss. Failures don't need to be big, they just need to hit the wrong node. The economy is not evenly connected. Some points matter far more than others. Certain banks, certain payment systems, certain logistics hubs. When one of those fails, the shock multiplies. It's like pulling out a single screw that holds 5 bridges together. And because everything is automated, the reaction is instant. Algorithms don't wait. Risk systems trigger. Credit lines are pulled automatically. Margin calls fire without human judgment. The irony is painful. Automation was meant to reduce risk. Instead, it removes hesitation. Now let's talk hype versus reality. The hype says markets are liquid. The reality is liquidity disappears when everyone needs it at once. The hype says diversification protects you. The reality, correlations go to 1 during stress. The hype says regulators have backstops. The reality, backstops work only if panic hasn't already started. Because panic isn't rational, it's social. Once people believe others might not get paid, they rush to be first. First to withdraw, first to sell, first to cancel credit. That behavior is individually logical and collectively destructive. And this is where a small failure becomes an economic freeze. Not because systems stop working, but because people stop trusting that they will. Zoom out even further. Modern economies are confidence machines. The value of money, debt, stocks, and even governments depends less on physical resources and more on shared belief. Belief that rules will be followed. Belief that contracts will be honored. Belief that tomorrow looks enough like today. A freeze breaks that illusion. When transactions slow, businesses delay hiring. When hiring slows, incomes wobble. When incomes wobble, spending drops. When spending drops, revenues fall. Suddenly, what started as a technical issue becomes a human one. Jobs, homes, food. And the most unsettling part? No single person is in control. There is no master switch, no room where someone can unfreeze the economy instantly. Central banks can inject liquidity, but they can't force trust. Governments can guarantee deposits, but guarantees work only if people believe them. The system runs on faith, backed by math, enforced by habit. So yes, one small failure can freeze the entire economy. Not because it destroys wealth, but because it interrupts belief. Which leaves us with an uncomfortable question. In a world built on speed, efficiency, and fragile trust, are we fixing the pipes or just praying they never clog at the wrong moment?